totally far from that. They serve, but they also ought to be served, because the Bible is complete. The Bible is not. That's why so people just hold one perspective. Let me start another scripture that says, when the food is talking, don't talk. And when the food is talking, talk very clear. It's Proverbs. I can't remember the chapter. Do you know that the verses follow one another? It's not even staggered. It's right after one another. Where it says, when someone is talking, don't respond. Another time it says, respond. I like it because it buttresses what I'm trying to say, that perspective, everything comes with perspective. Sorry, ma'am. Proverbs 26.
You know, after a fool, what not a fool according to his folly, or you yourself will be just like him. Answer a fool according to his folly, or he will be wise in his own eyes.
That is Proverbs 26. Thank you, ma'am. Proverbs 26, 4 and 5. This one is not far now. I don't need to be referring you to, they said it in Proverbs and they now countered it in Matthew. That's not what we're talking about. This is coming from the same servant of God. This is from Solomon. And the two found back to back. Don't answer the foolish arguments of fools, or you become as foolish as they are. That's why I said, be sure to answer the foolish arguments of fools, or they will become wise in their own estimation. So the dividing line is, there is a situation. You need discernment. There are times you can't keep quiet forever. There are moments you've got to talk. You have to talk. Otherwise, the fool will always think that it's because it's right. You just don't know that we're keeping quiet for you. Most of the time, you're keeping quiet as a pastor in honor of God. But when you continue to do that, some people just start think that, oh, it's because they are right. No. Because you're not, responding to what they're saying the way they are doing. So they now keep dumping it and now feel that they're right or they are the one. No. If I don't respond, they don't mean you are right. So there are moments when you now do it, you've got to get it back so that you can be nipped in the bud. So it's the same thing that I'm talking about the things that they're saying to us, right? So it is the same scripture that says we should give honor to whom honor is due. So under the spectacle of honor, those leaders, because look at it, thank you. What did just said to me now? I said, this is the way it is. It's like a knife. It's a double-edged one. So servant leadership. Yeah? So you're a servant leader. To you are a servant. And it is, you deal with things, you see this bottle. Okay? If you deal with this bottle, by the fact that you are touching it, it's cold. And I don't teach me this right now. I told you that. It's nice. Don't touch me. So I've been saying that the technology of this bottle, I really want to know it. I love it. I have this bottle. Somebody has given me this bottle at home since it was just it's not the same in terms of installation. It's the same. It is hot. It is the same. It's the same. This bottle and this one. I don't know about any other shape like this. But as far as this and this is concerned, I didn't use it. I just put it there. I'm using other cups and all that. But you see this bottle. So when it's so hot, but it's so cold. So to the person holding it on the outside, it's a cold bottle. It's just a regular temperature. To the person who gets inside, if you put your hand inside, or your lips know it is hot. So what touches you, where you face determines your action. So to the person that they are leading, that person is your leader. You don't treat the person like your servant. But to the person who is in the leadership role, you don't see yourself as a leader, you see yourself as a servant. That is clear explanation, God's definition of servant leadership. Beautiful one. Yeah. This bottle, if you put much water in the morning, in the night you think that it would have, but you would want to pour it away that is no longer hot. It will still burn your mouth because it's not. But they put tea, they put hot water for me. I did tea in it in the morning and I couldn't take it throughout the day. So when I got home, I was just like, checking for sleeping. As I did, like, I said, what's that? I said, this bottle. I said night, I didn't mean during this morning. So this one they did this morning now that if you are attempting to take it. So every time I want it, really, I will tell them to give me a cup so that I can turn it for it. So you know the normal flags they use for us when it's always hot. But I tell you something. This is better than that. This bottle is wow. Yeah, they have the technology of making it you're not feeling the temperature. But all those other ones, they will have it. So that's why they say empty barrels speak the loudest. Those ones you put hot water in them, you will feel it outside. But heated, it disseminates. So it's no longer effective when it is necessary. So I'm sure that what we just explained now, we understand what's happening. Of course, there are some other elements and all of that. Especially, I love the part where Solomon was able to help us to do the check. If you ask me, I wish I can go back to school to do certain things. If you ask me what one of the things I want to go back to school to do and study is psychology. Yeah. Is that yours? Psychology. So I really wish I could. You can. I can. Yes, the reason why I said I wish I could is there are many things I want to go back and do. So you'll be putting too many things in the fire and you just be jack of all trades and master of none. But what I want the psychology training for would be I can outsource it. So it's not that I can achieve it with other people, not until I go study. But if it was my default training, it would have helped me to achieve some things faster. Because this thing I'm saying, all this, can you see that when he came also yesterday, he listed out different types of leadership. Pastor Solomon too saying, let me move away from it. And it's so tempting. If you're a leadership guru, all those. Pastor Matthew Ashmolo was the one who did a beautiful delivery on the repressive leadership style. Yes, repressive. A very repressive leadership style. So there are a lot of types of leadership. So Pastor Solomon was mentioning those leadership styles yesterday and all of that. But you know what? If they just come and they share all those things, how do you know the type that you are or that you are operating in per time? That's why I have this knack right now. I'm always wanting to check because I told myself overnight that you have become a guru and a diehard, even when I was in my bed this morning, you have become a diehard person on this identity. And I want to know who I am. Because when you don't know who you are, when I was very ready, I said, if you don't know who you are, every wind of life will blow you. You can't stand. That was just practicing yesterday. Yeah, self-mastery. Yeah, it's so key. You have to know yourself. If you don't know yourself, you will not have the stamina to even love yourself. That's what I'm saying. That if I was a psychologist, I would develop scientific tests to check all of it. So all these personality tests were doing, beautiful as it is, but there are other things we need to check. For instance, in my coaching program, one of the scientific tests that is being developed for me is when you have said all your setback experience, how you know the things you will tell me, all the things that happen. You will say it verbally to me like this. That's the first coaching thing you will say. When you say it, you will document it, you will compose it, you will write it down. Like comprehension, you will write it down. Because those two things in themselves is therapy. When you are relaying You know, in counseling, they will tell you to share. So as you are sharing it, you are unburdening. Some moments will come, but as you are bringing out those moments, you are relieving some tension. That's why they say a problem shared is half sorrow. So that's the first part of it. But then, when you have said it, you can say, okay, it's true. This problem, it took you here, you lost 50 million. It's true. And after that, churches were now, harassing you. It's true. When you have this, what you say is therapeutic. That's one. But now, to trust what you have said, for me to be able to assess how bad or your stage and the reality of it. If you go through that scientific check, it should corroborate the things that you have said. That's why I want the scientific test. So, how did I get into that? This 7-leader thing that we're talking about now, how do you know whether currently you are even operating as a 7-leader or not? How do I know? Well, there's a scientific check now. I'll just have given you that assignment right now. Just found one. Just found a check for 7 leadership. And there are quiz to take. Beautiful. So just note it. Send it to Doctor. She will check it. And all of us will take it. And Doctor, just check all the other types of it. Because it doesn't mean that it is static. But there are some that this is who you are by default. Look, it took, we're learning things now, and I've learned I've learned this thing. So I can say, but it took sometimes filling of form. I recall that I was applying for EDC course, and they asked us to fill the course. I know it's a social enterprise training I went for. In filling the form, they were looking for transformation. Actually, for that course, they were looking for transformational leaders. It was in filling the form. I remember myself and Sheil that as I was writing those answers, that I discovered that, by default, I'm a transformational leader. And there is not joke, they will tell you to give examples. So we're giving examples, case studies, of what I had done, proofs, including flyer to attach to it. That was what made me know that is what they call what I have been doing by default. It took me putting together AWR in the days when we still used to call it LW, LWR. In fact, it was the last one we did before we named it LWR. Leaders in workers training. Before we just call it workers training. It was that last one that we did. That was the first one where we were using pictures on the wall, audacious, in one corner like that. Everybody was saying, this is like we're pulling YouTube videos, to buttress the. Can you remember? Yes. It was in my putting together that training. Because I remember our emphasis on that training was about 7 leadership. It was in putting it together. I saw that all these things that is just a default to me, the thing that gives me joy naturally. So it even has a name. They call this style 7 leadership. Do you understand? So that's why I told you on Monday when we came that I know that I'm a 7 leader, the transformational leader. It's not because I just want to take the name sounds good or it makes you feel good like the important person. No. I have been exhibiting these things before I knew that there is a style of leadership to these things, to this potential that I carry. Okay? So also I'm sure there may be other styles that I've not even discovered now but it was such a revelation to me here in these last 2 days when I think it was Pastor Solomon that said it, when he said that most of the time you find out that somebody who is a servant leader is a transformational leader. And I will now connect the 2 things that I have discovered and I know that I operate as before. For me, that was the light bulb moment in this training. So I'm saying now, let's put it back to you. How then do we know your own? So you see, when you come for training, we're not being trained because we're totally empty. So it's not that, oh, these are empty, they're just empty here. You don't know anything. That's why the brush come and put something in you. No. Trainings help us, it gives us clarity. No, let's even talking about. It gives you clarity, it helps you to rearrange. So all the bottles that we have many flasks of bottles. No, it's still in the train. So all these bottles now, they are all bottles. This is yours. How cold, how hot is it? When you were out, who are using them? Okay, who has used it? I have the time. How cold is it? How hot is it? Because which I have it, I want to show it. No. Okay, so this one too. It's not so hot. It's not so hot. Okay, this one is very hot. It's not very hot. It can last for like 4 hours. Okay, so this one doesn't last for 5 hours. No. Because even the body will be hot. This one is very hot. So you see, this is all of us now. So you have come for this training. So we've just explained bottles that are hot, and I've described how hot it can be, and you said something. So when we come for those training and as they are talking, it helps you. This is you. Your men. Okay. So this thing that I do is called heat. So this is heat leadership. They go no more. Okay, so these ones that I do makes me the cold leader. So then you are able to, you can rise it and say, oh, so this that I do is classified under cold. This that I do is classified. You are the one that came with these things now. So the one that she said, may now be the fresh ones that is being imputed into you. So training is also able to bring some things that you do not know to your notice. But when they're talking and you're following, it's helping you to compartmentalize yourself. And so you can, that is how some people are able to get up. Did you see Dr. Lee when he walked in yesterday? Chest out. Did you see his chest out? It was intentional. That just was another level. He didn't deliberately put out his chest like this. But anytime his confidence comes, it comes all the way to his chest. So even while he was describing, thank you, you got it. You were so because even after he has been moving, and he was talking, everything was good. But the moment he wanted to tell you when he was come here that sometimes some people can call it pride. That chest came out again. So you understand? And it's true. When he came in, that is what you can see. Yeah. You say, what is it? That's a problem. And once you do that, you can tune yourself up. Especially if you are like us that know him. Maybe I should not have called it. You should not have called it, but he just said to you that you cannot. So this one, I will come. I was in the bathroom called him. Yes. I was going to the bathroom. I said, I said, we need to talk to ourselves. So he was wondering what's happening. I said, we need to talk to ourselves. He said, we need to talk. He said, what happened? When I told my husband, he did the same thing. He said that you know. He said that you know. This is how the one do, man. He said me that you know. I'm telling you, you say why? You quickly grab this book. I knew that someone, I didn't put on his side of the bed, I put on my side. I don't know what he came to do from my side, but when I was putting that, when I placed it there, I knew that my husband was saying, I don't know how, but sorry, he just said, oh, this is not his book, because I had dosed him with something. When I was saying something I wanted to be saying, hey now, I didn't like the end now that he's saying, like, he knows the best I'm talking about. I didn't quite like it. You know, he was affirming him. I said, oh, yeah, you know, we charge $40,000. Understand. I was like, you don't go again. I'm telling you, this is telling me, so should have recorded that plate for me. What did I
that played out in my mind is that people are jackpine and people are what is going on here? Wisdom and
He's saying, go what in order to say, you need to go because of that. God just discovered
and just moving into the relationship with them while it was 7 revolutions. So that was a seamless one.
Yes, that was seamless in terms of the culture. But you can do relationship with them if you can't command what you
make them to respect to that thing. So
you see how that relationship
is seamless. It has a combination of
yes. So it's in fact, and it was still work. Even if it wasn't developing itself like that. What he did for Reverend Sam had already given a leverage with a coach because they don't want to know whether Reverend Sam is still having a program with them or whether it's moved out. What they have already done or is already waiting. So if you enter as a coach, the people will still be doing, do you understand? That alone is something. But we're now saying that his own is even on another level because now he's in this, whether in the same space or not, but he's not even in the same space. And he's commanding which thing that was even more than what Reverend was doing there. And Reverend wasn't housing them like that.
Yes. The connection with different levels of
that relationship mastery. I gave that one to my husband. Now the guy he's talking about was the guy we saw at Ebanon. That was that was processing. That's the procedure that he's talking about.
That one.
Yeah.
You have to watch
No, the one he said that when the KBS's relationship held him resolve, you know the person too. In fact, that guy, he's not yet. He's not one of data beginner that we grew up with. I don't even know when he came. These are people that just they're in data, maybe they be having a counseling. This guy volunteered to come and serve in Vpwm. When he was our 10th anniversary, everyone knows the person that was helping you to do the program. He was program controller, so you gave him one name. I don't want to mention him because he's the one that when he just to say, Auntie me.
Let's stop with him.
No, I want to close my Okay, so when we're on break, don't worry, we fire the gist of this matter. But you see, that's the beauty of the training. Now, one person came and challenged us. Challenge us to the point where we're telling him, can you don't come and rush this and tell us go and be reading slides. That's the difference. When you tell people to pay for maybe coaching program or something, they will say, Akini, you can read it. He gave us a book, we can read it, and we're going to read that book, we're going to review it. He gave you the slide. But do you know there's a difference between slide and training? Very clear. So he has released the slide. People go and read it and say, oh, you don't finish, so we'll go and read it. But I'm telling you, it's a difference. Because the example that will come to the imagery, the spirit that is also coming with it, and all of that, the courage, everything. Will you go now and spin your head like this somewhere where you want to talk with the other thing?
You mentioned you've always been saying about our thoughts.
No, that was last month.
Yes. You were talking about throughout that advancing in the new. So yesterday when he was now talking about the same thing, there was a time I touched you, and I was like, mommy.
Even the one that really was one of the
no.
Yeah, yes.
That was a fellowship.
Fellowship. All the more value.
Then when he started talking about the third degree, he was scared as
I want to raise
one bit of it that I think we should all reflect on because I reflected on it. Is about how to help, how to serve in a way of relieving our own self. Now,
We have to grow seriously and think in that. Remember the way he explained it. Any short thing that makes PMO go into operations, that is serious distraction. That means we are lost some, all of us. So
The way they explained yesterday was so
yes,
even for me.
the stagflation,
He said
that
what you put. So that is like, what did they call it now? The economic word to call it to when oh Jesus, the economic word just left me now, but let me explain what I mean. So if I do this, if I don't do this, if I'm not facing here, opportunity cost. If I'm not facing here and I face here, I will see this. If I'm not facing here, I'll see this. Okay? But if I face here, this is what I'm trying to sort. So if I'm trying to sort this, I won't see this. And this is beneficial to us. But because we're sorting this, and I eventually sort it and things work, whatever we're trying to achieve here works, you will not really know you have lost this. Yes. But if instead of me having to face this, you just ask me, what is it that we're trying to do here? And you already have a brief of it, and you all hands on deck doing it. And I know that the hands on deck doing this will achieve it, not the one that I will have to come back. So I'm now battling with you and losing both. Because there's a possibility of now even losing both. So you have paid me better. So face this and know that this is what I lost. As against, I'm about this, it's not yet to a good conclusion. You did not sort this. I have to come and salvage this. So I'm battling with the two, and there's a tendency that this I don't get, this I don't get. At least you must get one. But the better one, you lose it too. So it's better. Okay, so now you are here. Because you are here, and you are here, that's what she's trying to say. Intentionally, you are here engagingly. Not only are you here, you can have good intentions. You can engage it, but if you're also not skilled for it, you can't deliver on it. So even though you are, and I want it to work, I want it to succeed, but you don't know what to press. You don't know, right? So, and I engage you, but you know what? That is better than not even engaging at all and not having intentionality at all. Because there are some people, like he said, oh, this thing must work. Okay, so it must work. But he said, you know, he also said that there was something he couldn't achieve, but he got people who achieved it. Okay, wherever gave him that assignment. And he called all the advertising people together and all the media people together, and he said they were asking what's the color, what's the orange. You to sit down and you know, he wasn't skilled for it, but his heart. His heart. So when your heart is unique, it will make you to think. The answer you may be, what you will think may not be the technicality of it, but it will think solution. What was the solution he got when he was thinking? Solution was that, okay, so call the gurus. So the gurus now said, okay, so these are the facts that we need, the information we need. He still couldn't give them. Say, okay, so let's go back to the drawing board to meet the visionary, so that he will say it. You will ask him the direct question. He didn't make him look. Some people will say, I'm now look stupid, like you don't know anything. People want to embarrass him. No, not taking you there. He will tell you what you want us to do. I'll go and ask him. So that when you get to his phone, you can shine. That's so I would like to know this and this. If you go there and you're asking, I would like to know this and this, and he's asked and he wants to answer you, and he asks you a question, you are thrown off balance. At the end of the day, you'll be embarrassed because it will show that there's no authenticity about it. Coming from you. But because you are a team player, he brought those people to say, these are my team I'm working with. Your shine doesn't come by the fact that I did it. That's not a shine. Your shine comes from the fact that you are proactive about what we are giving you. You are working on it. And in working on it does not mean that I'm the only one whose labor must come on it. So he now brings them, he brought them there. They now said, So those ones were shooting Reverend professional questions. Now listen, from experience, even the Reverend they are shooting professional questions never had thought it through in that way. But because they were asking him questions, they were bringing out answers. That's what I'm always saying to you, that questions bring out what you actually. So as they were saying that, the Reverend, maybe if they not give him a brief on that meeting, the summary of that meeting, he will not be like, oh really? Yeah. So really, that's what I want. He wanted something, but it's innate in him. Until you begin to ask him the question, now think about, okay, so which color do I really want? And he brought out a color. To the point where by the time they come up with that billboard, when he sees that thing anywhere, it will resonate with him inside. But it's not that he saw that billboard like that before he saw it. Yet he saw it without seeing it. Because there was something on the inside of him that it is when you match it for him that will now give that expression. I don't know whether I'm making
just like you said for business.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. You understand? So they now did that thing. But the credit at the end of the day, whoever was on that team now, we don't know. If Reverend is going to talk about it too, maybe he wants to acknowledge the team, or he will say the team, or maybe he can allow for them out. But the leader of the team is the leader of the team. Yeah. Because those teams did not call themselves together. He was the one that God gave the aspect of it to call them together. And it was not one person's brain that produced the entire thing. It was a fusion of all of them. So no one person of those people who can say, I did it. And they achieved forever what they wanted to achieve. So they didn't lose. The visibility was visibility Jester was trying to create at that time. They didn't lose visibility, they didn't lose church. Because if we now focus on the visibility, and because Reverend is the one in charge of church and doing all of those things, he has taken his attention away from church. So by the time you've given yourself visibility on the streets of Lagos, and people now come into church, and the one level is now watching, people now hiss and go, but because he focused still on his own area of specialization, he gave people this assignment. We were positioned on the streets of Lagos, www.data.com, World Works Wonders and Data. That's what they were talking about. And when all those billboards went up, nobody had used that www anything before. People started coming, but when they came, what they met was even much more than the billboard that fascinated them. So that helped people to stay. But when we have made noise, like I will always use this example of our 2022 business summit outside Lagos, it was a disaster. Yes. Myself and my team, we analyzed it. You are going to make noise for business summits, but by the time they came in, we didn't take physical people into those meetings. They were doing, and they did not actually replay Tuesday's own, because Tuesday's own was also online. People had watched it. So on the Wednesday and the Thursday, the specialized sessions that had been recorded was what they took. People were walking out of the meeting, especially in Abuja, because I was there, because it was not engaging. When you want to do that kind of thing, you don't do people who are strict teachers, who are not engaging. So people, they are not. If you are a teacher and they can see you, maybe they will see hope. Even that, any teacher, you must be like a Reverend Sam type of teacher, or mental ability teaching style, where they teach and they create you. Not that they're just teaching us like school. People will sleep from you. But this one, they will chip in a bit of humor that will lighten up the place. You now took that on a recorded whatever, on a TV screen in Abeokuta, after having made noise that is business summit and it's going to be hot. Even in Ibadan, even in Abuja, that dropped the ball of the summit. It was nothing. You can't compare Lagos at all. It was no. That was why I made up my mind this year. We have to cover that, bridge it again. So that's why we took people to all of those places at least to maintain. Okay, so we can do this analysis. We'll do it at our level because we really need to say the training is to help us, and it is in the chewing and reviewing it like this that we will know, how does this affect us, where is it affecting? Just what Dr. said that thing she just did now, it's called critical review. It's It's not just that we are sharing the gist of who we did this, but she's saying, how do we apply this thing in our house? Any moment, what she has already committed into my hand to do is not being done. We are losing. She can come back and do it, or maybe by the time she's moving somebody else, we are losing something else. That's the big deal about it. But it is so easy to overlook what we are losing, and because you don't know what you have lost, you understand? You will feel it doesn't matter, but it matters. So you might have lost so much that you cannot quantify. One of the light bulb moments of yesterday was when he began to mention those figures, because we could quantify it. When he began to talk about the data, we could quantify whatever you can't really quantify. And let me tell you, one of the secrets of familiarity is because you can't quantify. Once you can't place a premium value on the person that you are close to, finish. Because there are other people too who have access to the.
I just want to announce, please, can we put our bags down? Let's just have that share picture in our class.
So your husband, for instance, is your husband of many years. If you cannot put value on that guy, and I'm not saying money this time around, I'm talking of value. If you can't see from the context of value, if there is no value there, you will choose it. But where there is value, you will not be able to treat it anyhow. And how you also know is there is no, maybe there is even no physical presence. For example, is not in town. But I'm glad you heard, I know there are physical members, but I'm glad you heard 2 Daystar people speak. One currently serving, one who has served before. You were interviewed by an ex-Daystar person or a Daystar person, but who had also served before. But you see that one thing cuts across all of them. The Sam is on their lips. The Sam is not in town. He's far away from them, but it did not change their value. It did not change the value they place on him. And because of the value they place on him, whether he's there or he's not there, their action remains the same. So those who talk about, those who do ourselves, one of the things about services, he is not value driven. He's value driven, but he's not value driven. The value they are thinking about is what is coming, what they are skipping to, what they want to get. What is in it for me? That's why when the person is there, they are dancing around. But when the person is not there, because you don't place value on that person, what you place value on is what is in it for me. And since what is in it for me cannot really happen when the person is not on the ground to see you, then you just who do it. But when the person is there, because they that thing upsets me. Why are you standing? You should have started before I came. Share with you. Yes, it's very critical what Dr. said. God will help all of us. All right. So, having said that, I'm glad I even ended it with familiarity. Please don't let's get familiar with it. One of the critical things the two of them have said, and Dr. Solomon said it a lot, even he said, Dr. Lee said it yesterday, just because they are the new level, it's on the doctorate level. Now, I said it yesterday about vision casting. Yes. This is one thing that is not only with us. Sam Chan will tell you that don't look at their face when you're casting your vision. Whether they listen or they don't listen, whether they are grumbling or not grumbling, keep casting your vision. He lives. That's what Pastor Solomon said on Monday. Was so and when yesterday, who was actually yesterday who said, who explained it to me, who said, or was it before we left? The person said you were asking fellowship members, what did we do last week?
No, even yesterday when we were doing review, when Sister Yemi was doing her review, she mentioned
that's what I'm trying to remember. So you were the one that mentioned it. That you asked fellowship member, what did we do last week? Last week, let me can't remember. So what happened to that? They were blessed when they listened to it. And you ask them, I have text, so I want to message them.
I keep
last week.
I keep on it this center and last week. So you can't remember what we did last week.
Keep for them, man. Give it to them. How you express it to you? So they send me message of how that last week was so. This service was for me. This service was for me. Like that last, what is the life? This was for me. But you don't come this week. You're asking the person that message. That is what they call an emotional response. The thing just went, it's like when you teach somebody, when they finish taking you, the thing goes down. They're no longer doing like this. You only do like this when you are being tickled. It's emotion. So we should come off the level of emotional response. Let's be realistic. And when we get out of emotional response, we can face ourselves, I want to eyeball and tell ourselves the truth. Right? So please don't let's get familiar with. Okay, I need the control. I should just be. I can use my hand. Yeah. Okay, so I'm saying. All right. So don't let us get familiar with it. I'm not getting familiar. Doctor, if they don't pay you, pay me.
You don't let what is the restroom. More than one.
Yeah. So that we get I think it's not that passing. Now, okay, they should take it now. Okay, all right. So let's take it. I'm happy I want to take my tea. So why do I take it? It says that phone number. Yes.
Oh.
I'm paying for ignorance. I love that. I love that. Can we take a cue for this? Yes.
The pay
Maybe aware that this was a mistake for me. For ignorance. No, I'm serious. Such charge. I'm serious.
Oh no, I'm getting
She said I should take that down. No, I'm not even saying it because of because you are eating yourself, but because of the ignorance you mentioned.
Yeah.
It's a case of not knowing.
Because I don't know.
So when I know that
My coach David, you pay. He tells you something you don't do. You pay. And she'll be hungry in class. Don't even bother. You don't make mistake. You send that message behind. She will read it out. Please let me ask them, why is she begging you? She's not collecting.
What's an embarrassment?
Limited child. I guess. Please, what did we just read? Please, what did you write? What? You see you that you just presentation. Everybody, please, hear what she was saying. Does that match it? Please, you can stop. Yes. But that one was a DI question. Maybe you will feel embarrassing. So when she now took other people, other people were not doing their presentation, she was giving it to them too. So you don't whether it's only no, it's only me. It's me that made the mistake. So she was just saying there also. So I now raised my hand later. I said, can I retake it? She said, yes, you want to retake it. I said, my sugar mom, retake it. Please, did you hear her now? And before. Everybody celebrate my mom, sugar mommy, my PMO. So I told my husband this morning, I said, take me in charge. Yes, this one is Temi's coach. Yes.
He is a coach.
Yes. He's a coach. Oh, yeah, get up now. We're waiting for.
No, right now. It's sausage.
And I was like, you could have explained. Okay.
We don't do small things. Big things. Big water.
Mo jẹ́rìí àti ẹ ṣáà máa jẹ́ olùwọ́ kùn yìí. Ẹ mọ̀ pé mílò tuntun máa ń gbé láti
so ordinary. We still pay for it. You know, they still break. Hey, go to the toilet, you will pay. Water is free, but can share water. We don't have to open it. No, they can share. They have
So that one bottle will finish.
Oh, wow. That behavior and emotion that Pastor Solomon was talking about, like you are able to control the two, therefore our behavior, and then the kind of mastery he has on you. Yes. Now when you satisfy everything, still not even Emma produce.
Because the relationship that was being kept, maybe I've never given him that 5,000 before, say 4. But the value on that relationship is more than that. For me now, their friendship is more than 35 years.
Yes. So the person follows them
And he has not said that girl that
yes.
He said he's even sure that the girl that but if he dared to do that check,
it will affect everybody.
It will suggest, apart from affecting them, it will
suggest
that so the father too will think, you are suspecting my son, a child that is your own. I mean, my daughter. Imagine. So because of that, good baby.
No,
he's a mature. You want a good example for
maturity.
And I'm sure you can feel that.
But if you're in that short, if you're in that, what will you do? I'm sure that's just what you're in the shoes. What will you do? Things that is happening. You just gain mastery.
I've done it. It's not that I've done it.
It's not true. And he must have been doing it in small money.
Yeah, I'm not taking my 35 million. But she's asking me, what will I do?
Yes.
It's
a journey. Okay, now, knowing that there is
I was looking for my mates were the one at home. I traveled out. Nothing happened.
But
they knew I was, because I was looking for it.
My personal person is mostly
no, one thing makes, yeah. Check on that big pay and you want to come up. No, for
apart from every other thing, let's think about it. You think he just did it by, he didn't do that thing by the flesh.
Yes.
He did it by the spirit. Apart from God help me, he did it by the spirit. It's not a matter of God help me. Yeah. There were things that he considered, he put on the table. You must, and that is why you must not just be walking on the road and not taking note of what is on the road. Otherwise, when you get back on that road, you cannot recognize you have been there before. So, whilst he was in relationship with all of these people, he had gained knowledge of certain things. That's what they call relationship. Knowing you. What do I know you for? And who do I know you to be? What do I know that you can do and cannot do? So the names that were in my house, I knew that they didn't steal anything before. So I cannot go and be excusing them. They don't have a pretense of stealing. So it can't be my people. Where are they stolen? And you will say again that there's always a first time. I didn't put it in their nose. Nobody was there when I kept that thing. I knew it was missing. Your mind can tell you, maybe they came in to take it. But I don't have proof. That is one guy knows that I have. I don't have proof.
The way Pastor Solomon we said your communication and your emotions.
If I had a CCTV that said they took it.
It's a weakness.
It's a different ball game. I will know they took it. But even at that, I will not slap it. I will treat them into the matter. To say you took it, tell me the truth. But not just accusation. What if the person, no, forget it. What if then yes? What if the person you thought you even saw in the camera?
I see that go away say lost where you see him for bathroom. That go the one come up to daddy for wedding. Go
This book is telling you now that I didn't ask them. I told them I'm looking for my book. I traveled. I came in that morning. And I was going for the wedding of my manager turned that room. Our lunch wedding. So I was going to court. I had this white and rose gold jewelry. The color of the day was silver. So I was going to wear that rose gold and like a ball, ring. I've never taken my gold before that time out of my wardrobe to store it. It was this trip that I was going that I felt wardrobe just like that. Number one, even when I was asking them, so that you don't sensitize them at another time. Mo padà dé mi ò rí góòlù. Oṣù kìíní oṣù kejì oṣù kẹfà mi ò rí góòlù mi. Nígbà tí mo tún máa sọ, my friend lọ sẹ̀dá, àǹjọ̀ ló ní góòlù. Góòlù máa ń disappear. Eku ló jẹ́.
Kò jẹ́ bó máa gbé.
Eku ìtumọ̀ pé ìtumọ̀ yẹn. I didn't want to go to the Eku matter because we wanted to know what I would do. For years, and those girls were still working with me. It's the same mate.
Why imagine why eventually?
It was much later. Years after. Like the back of one problem. So they needed to move that bathtub out of that place. Once you move out of that, to one back. Mo kàn rí kíní kan tó ń bá èmi kọ́ ni mo rí ẹni tó ń gbà náà lórí nǹkan tó ń gíríta làbá wọ jáde làbá unfortunately bóyá tí wàá gbá put of it eku ló wọ lọ to the inner part. So if you had accused someone you would have spoiled the relationship. Accusation is bad.
Yes.
It's very bad.
And that's what exactly happened to my brother.
And when you think you are right, you are not always right.
Man, the servants can eat good.
Yes.
You drag it.
So we found out that location. These were just
And you can carry it out of that place and take it somewhere else. That I will never have.
Things were missing in their house. The wife, rings, and all that. So she was not on the phone. They had lived this house, very similar to us. But they are
sorry, that doesn't mean that household can't take your gold.
yeah.
And what I mean, what's not to look at that really. Mopelola, how's the very Chico the OG passport? How's the security in Liba? What Gini passport? What Gini gold? So, but the question you ask me, what will you do? Of course, what do you next now? But we are asking, what will you do? So it's not so much of what people have done to you. What will be your response?
I won't leave your reaction. reaction.
We're learning.
We are learning. But you that are doing, you won't curse. You curse.
I won't
No,
You will ask.
but I would.
I will allow the Holy Spirit to.
One, I'll be paid one, and then two, I would ask God. But you know what? For me,
Because why
the
are you
number
not
of
my phone?
things.
So now when you ask for,
You have things happen that when you react, you get to the peak of it.
you see, you ask, you said that happens.
As in that your mind is clear with them.
You don't know that. My mind was
It's a
clear.
normal strange. I don't even like
So even before I prayed, my mind was clear. I wasn't suspecting anybody.
Because nothing happened in my house.
Look,
One more
you will ask God, and He can decide to tell you and not tell you. So the benefit of hindsight now, my knowledge of this is that God was teaching me a lesson. If He didn't teach me that lesson, I can't sit down here today to assertively tell you what I learned. But if I ask, He didn't bother to answer me. He didn't tell me, well, that gold is not missing. It's somewhere in your house. He didn't say so. So I didn't have a clue. He remained a puzzle. Oh, the gold, let's say, when the gold, man, what do you mean? When the gold, I told you before, because the money, the only way people thought I had a lot of it is that as I have it, once I use it for a season, my next trip to Dubai, I carry it back. I trade it and I collect another design, and I'm taking pictures with the one I have. So it's not that I had plenty, so to answer, but still, you see, it's like he said, let's go, everything is working. He said about the core value. I like the way he analyzed the essence of core value yesterday. Your core value will guide you in this world.
Yes.
Your core value is like scripture to you. It's your personal scripture. So maybe one of the core values, a value that I have, may not be core, because core are those ones that you grab. One of the values that I don't do accusation.
Confrontation.
Confrontation is different from accusation. You can confront without accusing. So I think what I have to say to them that, oh, you took it. Especially because there are things in consideration. They are the ones taking care of my children. Check in the food and go to goat. Who ever want me to go down? I don't know. I said the same girl, because the girl I went to do marriage for. It was after this gold man. It was the same girl. So every month I keep Lagos, go and do shopping for her baby. It was the same girl I set up in business 3 times. So if I suspected her, I was killing all of those.
But your approach is different from Pastor Lee's approach, because you made them realize that you were looking for your goal. Pastor Lee did not mention it. He did. To others. Okay, but not
Just
to the lady,
the girl.
the girl. That's why I was saying the girl was not.
You know, you do it. So it's about the girl. The girl will tell the father, and he's protecting his relationship with his friend. He valued 40 years more than Rolex of 35 million.
Yeah, no.
Then even if he told his friends, because he knew he can be misinterpreted. But see, if he was going to tell his friends, there could be a way that he would tell his friend too that the friend will not think that he's suspecting his daughter. And say, man, you see, if I come on, if I want Rolex with me, marry more, what is she? Thinking about me, because me, need to fair, you've taken it away from the child. Yes, no.
I like the fact that what Pastor Solomon taught in that thing, because I ticked it like this thing really matter, and it came out again yesterday. That means that thing is really important. Our communication with our emotions truly determines our behavior.
God will keep it if you can't do it.
Mom, if you're not even doing the area of stealing or something. It could
No,
be in
if there's
another.
stealing.
Yes, ma'am.
You can suspect things. Okay, so was it that it didn't cross my mind that they could take it? It crossed my mind. It crossed my mind that they could take it, but what is the proof that I have that they took it? And if I now challenge them that they took it and they didn't take it, the love, not that I was love crazy eccentric, but the trust those girls had in me. That mommy. I will knock it out. It will just show that somebody will say Jerry or that she doesn't trust us. Those were the things I didn't want to, spoil. That trust matter because once trust is broken, look, it is almost impossible to build. You will labor for you to build it. So I left it like that. Now look at the flip now. That's why I said sometimes when God is teaching you a lesson. So okay, you asked, I didn't hear anything. And he's also looking at it. Can you lose something and leave it? Did I not lose my son because of it? So I left it. I was talking about it. This matter, the people in my house that could have taken the gold had left years after, before we needed to break the battle, that I now saw it. If I had accused them, whether they left immediately or they left later, would I go and call them and say, I found it, I'm sorry. You spoiled something. How many have you been looking for that you ended up finding? The glasses you were looking for, you found it. So one of those glasses that you came back to ask me, have you seen it? I found one of it. Who was that lady cleaning my room? And she just saw one of it. I said, Mom, it's not what you're looking for. I said, no, you can't be in this thing now. And then she opened the case and it was that round one that I said I used only once. Yeah, correct. And she brought it. So if I said that, oh, maybe my maid, she didn't even clean my room before them, but maybe I said the person cleaning my room is one that took it. Or maybe it's when I came to fellowship, maybe one of the ushers or one of the protocol people are taking it. That protocol won't serve me again. If I was looking at your bag like this from
wisdom.
So there's one more I'm looking for now. I just believe I will find it. And if I don't find it, you must have an account where you put such things. It's gone. It's in his account. In that kind of account now. See how much is the glasses I'm looking for? And 5 million, the credit is not account of what? Bad debt. Bad debt.
Different level. What I heard about this one was even over $1 million. Rolex.
Yes.
Over $1 million. They are on different levels.
They if somebody wants like $1 million. The cheapest is like how much? I don't know.
No, there is limitation. There is limitation. There is one. We just see the rack.
Just send me. Gosh, we're learning.
I'm going to say something about this now. It's a lesson I want to share. I don't need my own now, so start the people. So listen, do you remember that he kept saying yesterday that master money? Remember he said so. He was saying when he was talking about giving, so he was saying if you don't give, you can't free yourself of money, right? He can stand here and be telling us that, and he wasn't lying. Number one, he's saying the truth about having to master money, having to give to be able to master money, and you give even when talk exactly what you touch you, so that for you to be able to master money, and money is not your master. But he didn't have the time to tell you how he came to that point in his life. For some of us, it might just be a natural thing. Like I said, I discovered that this about leadership in a way I'm wired is not something I learned before I began to do it, right? So giving is the same with me. Giving is default. But you don't know whether he had struggles with money. And God was taking him on a journey to make him to master the ability to master money, so that money does not master him. We listen. So that money does not master him. So things must happen in his life to test the training that God is giving him. So maybe he's been given at a certain level, and God decided that I'm going to take this 35 million worth of whatever from you and see whether you're going to rate. Because in the first place, it was if they didn't give you, you have it. Why did you buy it? Did you buy it? It doesn't mean that because I didn't buy it, I shouldn't value it. But okay, if they didn't give you, you have it. So now that the Lord give it, the Lord take it. Let's say the name of the Lord. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it will also be his own journey of training with God to be able to master money. And if he has closed his eyes to 35 billion today, if God says give an organization 350 million tomorrow, do you think he will not be able to do it? But when he's still holding on to 35 million like he lost a life, then maybe 35 million will not even enter his hand again as a gift.
And who knows how many times he has made that 35 million?
No. Turn over the 35 million. Because once you master, you become the master of it forever. We mastered WAEC now. Are you rewriting WAEC? No. Once you master WAEC, you move on to the next thing. So that's his way. His master is right. Maybe that is even like that. Maybe that can't be the first thing he lost. But that must be the heaviest so far. That's why it was using. And you can imagine somebody who
has research, but they said it was in June.
But the person was June this year. Something to June this year. Now that is the person who also has a very unique marketing style. That says I don't do regular marketing, I don't hustle. So he said when I get in there, all it is for you to show your work, he puts his hand on the table. You are looking at Rolex. And you know he has a brand, you know he will not be wearing the fake of it. So when you think of that brand, you might not even think of it as the one worth 35 million. I think it's the 1 billion one. So if a billionaire is standing before you, calling his cost $40,000, will you not pay? And if you can't afford it, you will not be pricing it anyhow. You just keep to your mouth, you show me. I can't afford it, I can't afford it. Because you know it's not your level. Somebody understand what I'm saying? So we're on a journey. And he tests us with different things. So what if I felt over the gold and all of that, and God never brings gold my way again? Don't you think the devil will be handing when you have an opportunity of having, maybe you raise the whole house down. God decided you're not using jewelry again. I'm telling you, we have to do it. So anyway, welcome back.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for the breakfast.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Breakfast.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you.
Thank you. We spent
Yes.
Okay, so we're here on the account of the Children's Brain Women Ministry. And I'm going to start from our logo because it's very critical. I have seen things happen in the units, in centers, and all of that. We use this center as case study. It didn't just start today. Okay, I'll use two centers actually so that it will be balanced. I'll use Mercy Center in London, and I'll use the Victory Center in Abuja. These two centers in particular always crave to do their own graphics by themselves. Maybe because they feel we are slow for them, or they also just want to. For instance, the upcoming conference in London, Mercy Center will be pressing. We should have gone. Don't say the dates now. And all of that. And they were pressing to do it. So I said, wait, they will do it for you, and they will send it to you. And the staff said, Mama, it's getting late. Can you come? You need to put it out now so that they will save the date. So they just sent me something. I didn't say they should go ahead. They just went ahead and did something. You will know they created it. Because they don't understand the value we place on our brand. And I'm not here to do brand whatever trading, but I think it's something we also still need to do, even to us. Because it is what you value that you can help us to project and emphasize and ensure. When you yourself don't understand the basis behind it, I've heard leaders, painfully so, talking down on policies, talking down on things that we say we want to do, dismissing it. And it's so painful. I've heard leaders coming with complaints even though they hide under the guise that, oh, members are saying, I feel some things should not get out to the level where I will hear it. Not even to get out to doctor's hearing. If you understand the motive, the essence of this thing, it shouldn't come up. The reason why you're there is to handle that community. You would have killed some things, silenced some things, not shutting them down by saying, hey, they must not hear. Because we also have that context in our ministry. You know, the better those days, they don't hear. We have it. But being able to explain things the way that if they ask me the question, I would explain it. And if you had a challenge, like Pastor Nini had challenge, then you take it, if you're going to need to scale, you need to scale it up. There will be a way by which you will scale it up that will not will not be fancy in communicating it, will not look like. So they are saying, all of them are saying, and you know, you now put a connotation. I can't remember a perfect example right now. But you, to the way you are saying it, means you believe in it. In fact, either Pastor Solomon or Pastor Nini said it yesterday. Either of the 2 days, I said they. You know, I've always been saying this day was they. Who are the they? If you are a part of the place, you will know, exactly if you are the one leading a place, you are the head of unit of a place, and you are saying they. Then we should ask you who the they are. Because if it is a they, you will say it's a we. If management is sending you, or leadership rung up ahead of you, they are saying you need to deliver a message. You must first own the message. It shows you are not taking ownership of those messages you are delivering. That is why you go to the team to tell them they said. You have separated yourself from it. You are not owning it. So it looks like something they want to impose it on you. I'm not a part of it. And I always wonder, is it to look nice or what? Because you forgot that there's no nicety about you to these people. There's no these people in your life without this day that you are reporting. What has brought you into the face of these people is the assignments. Is the assignment, right? Which these levels of leadership are representing. So if you understand that, you will not go back to them to be doing cannot deal. That means you are not relevant as their leader. Because you are not their leader because they are your friend. We came from the same church. I'm not leading on the basis of we came from the same church. The honorable man that came yesterday, we are from the same church. We belong to the same father. He didn't come here yesterday on the account of we're from the same church. He has a tilt towards it. But I probably would, the tilt towards it is the relationship aspect of it. But if I had the money to pay for such an expert, I would still call the leader of this one and this world. Somehow, somebody will get it for me and I will pay my dues. I strolled to that place yesterday. I just rolled my seat there and said, and this is the money you want to pay for 1,000. She laughed. Because I know how much we're going to give. But I already know that it's not on the strength of that. I'm good enough in time now that I don't charge churches. But before then, I sent a message where I said, from when I was there, I said, you don't have your brain. Why did I say that? Not because I was intimidated by the status, but for him to know that I value you. I'm not cheapening you. But I can't match that. And I know your value. That's why I said it. And you understand. I've been waiting for this. So it was a desire come true. And it was the second ring of the school. He ran, I didn't come twice. Meanwhile, we are discussing. When I told her that I listed the food that I wanted. She responded and said, hey, this person, I want you. I want you. Look at the way I am, as in, I'm like, who may I have? Well, we have a relationship. I'm this person, don't worry, if they don't do it. You remember what you did to Mama, what's her name now? Whoever, I can't remember her name, but Mama's people did to her in Israel. And then it's not Mama, so I didn't do that. I knew that his level of shame, if he's not coming, he can't make it. Yes, because he's high up there. That doesn't mean that he does not like me. That doesn't mean that maybe he feels superior to me. No. And when I called him as a he said, I said, it's my uncle speaking. He said, check me the of He said, the only thing that is different is the fact that on his phone, his sister, my name is still there, Sister Maya. Pastor Maya, you're welcome. I said, it does not change Sister Maya, just leave it like that. So anyway, don't let's go back to, because we can discuss this man forever. I'm just trying to say that, you don't begin to do the, you are misrepresenting the brand. You are removing yourself. And this is how we leak to members that they know that our change is real. So when I say they are watching, it's only with eyes, with ears, body language. Like they told us to, we have not only, especially if you are in this room right now, around this table, and that energy is coming from you, you are messing up totally the brand. Apart from brand, I'm trying to talk about, you are messing up the strength of the building. You are weakening the pillars of the building. So that's why they said, when the enemy now comes, when he knows the building is weak through you, it's you he will come for. You'll be vulnerable. So when they also, whoever they are on that, I'm coming at, when they also on that side want to when they want to say whatever they want, when they want to throw their words at man, it's true, they will come and say. So that's why they know you will come for meeting. So when you two get back to meeting, you will now be feeding back those words that you are supposed to have sifted. Like, what are you talking about? That doesn't work over here. No, not here. You should have killed certain things that they shouldn't come up. I'm not saying we should not report situations, but even when you are going to report it, you will just be a not gist, but you report that that's now somebody even actually said this, but I responded, and you will let us know how you responded. We will know that it's dealt with. So there's no need for us now to delving in that, because you have already responded and you killed it the way. But when you don't even understand what it is, how do you kill it the way that it's supposed to be?
Yes, ma'am. I want to do an example. But something happened in my unit. One of the members placed something on the prayer. So I chatted outside of this. That is not the issue. And he said, I think you can't put that. He said, well, Pastor Maya is not going to do. I said, yes. Pastor Maya is not going to do. But that information has nothing to do with Vpwm. In fact, it was a back and forth argument. At the end of the day, I felt so bad. She took offense. And I was like, well, I'm sorry. I don't say that I'm sorry, but you can post it to private member. She said the information was the post was very informative, and she wanted to do it. And the reason why some people use they.
Okay. She's on her way. Okay. Give it to me. Tell her to tell Cindy that she should come in 2 hours to this place.
Okay. So some leaders have to use they, because remember, if you don't use they as to scare them, Pastor Maya said, they will not take it. I think you have as a leader.
Management says it's a policy.
So when I say management says and the person like,
no, there's a different context to the day. There's a different context to the day. Day, an aloof day. Yes. A third party day. You have done well. You told her it's not allowed. Yeah. It's not allowed. It's not. It has got nothing to do with you. Then she was now the one that said, "But Pastor Michael is not here." Okay, that is what now brought maybe your reference of Pastor Michael. That even if Pastor Michael is here, she will not allow it. And whether she's here or not,
we have the instruction. None of us should put this in this chat. Please delete it. And the next time, what you can actually delete, that's what I was going to say. That if you were an admin, you just go there, delete.
Hang up for WhatsApp.
Yes. Just go ahead and delete. If she now decides to whatever, then you scale it up so that somebody else also can scale it up so that another level of leadership can help you to call the website. I understand this one. They deleted it and you are causing trouble. Mark, did they not tell you the essence of what the group chat is about? But you see, you will not have a mouth to do that if you are also be posting stuff there. You know, they said it. The authenticity that Pastor Solomon was talking about has to do with that. Which mind do you have to now be saying she should not do it if you have done it? And because it does not exempt anybody, there may be rules that exempt some. When we made an announcement that we wanted to add on to the leadership, the hands of the top leadership that we have, there was a criteria. Right? So that is the reason why it doesn't make us better than those people who are there. Some of them. How many just be seeing people leading prayers now?
Yes, so
will they tell you come and lead prayer and you'll be doing the best leading prayer at all? So they had those potential. So that there was a time it was Samantha. There was a time it was Asani. I could have been calling him Brother Lee if I came from Rema. But it was from first, in fact, he was the one that welcomed me to this house. He was standing on the first landing of that Allen Avenue, no, Village go. We started from Allen Avenue, that restaurant. He was standing on the second floor, because that thing was on the third floor. He was standing on the second landing. From that place, from the first landing, they lined people up to be greeting us so that we won't feel the pressure of we're climbing up. So he was there. I think it was on the first landing. It was the first person I saw. Welcome to this staff. And now became my pastor. So that unit that I said we were in together, he was my pastor. He was the pastor who was reporting to. He wasn't just a member of the unit. Do you understand what I'm saying? So let's move on. So we're starting from this. Yes, you are. The logo. And the way this is the logo. The logo is not just the cross alone when it comes to print materials like this. But I'm wearing it this morning now as this. It's our main logo. But when it comes to the way we brand whatever, the name comes on the side like this, not underneath it. And it will not be your fault or anybody's fault if you give it to a particular person and just add the name maybe under. Or does even the cross, we are very particular. That is why people sometimes say, oh, this is like, where are you just? What is this? Just like Wala. They're just mean. Just tough. They're not just tough. They are protecting something. It's posterity. This cross is not ordinarily shaped. Yeah. Okay? You see, because of this, now, even this now, this cross, don't look at this base. It's because they are carving out a pin that is like this. So I'm going to do this. Look at this cross. If you look at the shape of the carving out of the cross, it's not straight. Yes. Somebody will say, what does that mean? Does it matter? It matters. For as long as we say that, for as long that it has any spiritual implication, don't get me wrong. You want to please open my bag. There's a cross here. Cross, there's something the cross represents. Somebody can begin to argue because it's cross. Jesus died on the cross of the cross. And even if you're talking about the cross, that if it's Jesus' cross you're representing, because this was the shape of the cross that Jesus died on, they can be taking you into all of those drama and argument. That's not what we're talking about. This also is a cross. But you will see that there's no shaping in here. It's straight columns. It is a cross. Whatever is the essence of this cross, both of them represent it. However, as a brand image for us, we chose to shape our own cross in a particular way. And so this is how we want our own logo to look like. Therefore, if we have adopted this and you are a part of us and you are representing us, then this is what we use to represent us. So don't come with the straight one. It's a cross, and I hold my cross everywhere. Okay, I can carry this cross into service if I want. I do. I bring it out sometimes when we're having Calvary service. But I'm not saying Vpwm. You are not the only one who has the right to the cross. The entire Christendom has the right to the cross. But when it comes to the Vpwm cross, this is how it is shaped. Do we understand? Yes. And the victory, we use the T to interject. What does that mean? It doesn't matter. It matters. That is how we have decided to do our own. So it matters. So let nobody do logo for you that will now be wobbly. If you don't understand this thing, like I used the example of those centers, they don't stop like this. And we will say it's not okay. And they are feeling, what is it? They shall just want to do things from the center. Then you will now carry their case and bring it and say, they are just let them, they used to not be saying, that's the kind of example. So let them do it. If you even say was, if you even say that thing will upset us. Those who are us who understand what we stand for. Why? Because how can it be coming from you that we should just let them do anything? If you understand what you are doing, you will not say to us, let them just do it. Or maybe it is our own style to have it to have it like this. Well, then you take it from your own. So if you must suffer and you sat down there, you'll give you an example. So this cross, right? If we now decide that this is what we want, you not begin to argue that no, this one is better. We do not ask for your opinion because it's already an adopted brand view. Okay, so Victorious Praying Women Ministry. Do we understand? Yes. And it is not Victorious Women Praying, and I hear people do it. The leader wants to come and lead where the Victorious Women Praying Ministry. You are saying the same words, but you are not arranging it in the order. If there's a slip of tongue, it's different. But you say it, you own it, you even smile. It has to be your chest out. The chest out for Lori Europe. So we are here to do vision casting. Okay, so our organization name is Victorious Praying Women Ministry. I know that even at the leadership level, we have issues. People ask me, especially our media people, asking me, they ask us questions even when we're doing maybe our membership or I think it's membership class and all of that. Asking, and so what's the difference now? Why are we now carrying CWF? Why are we? So let me explain to you so that you'll be able to help us be answering them, you know, in your different places. Is the fact that the name of the ministry, the umbrella of the ministry is Victorious Praying Women Ministry. From Victorious Praying Women Ministry, we have platforms. And our major platform that has gained strength and visibility itself is Thriving Business Women's Fellowship. So it's not another ministry. It's a platform under Victorious Praying Women Ministry. We still have our Threshing Floor platform. What is the difference? The difference is our Threshing Floor platform does not have any connotation of business. It's our floor of prayer. And that is what we have in London. That is why a lot of the things that we do in CWF does not apply to them. It's not because we want to ostracize them. But when it comes to things we do as Vpwm, then it embraces them. And we're not stopping them. If they want to join programs of CWF, it's fine. You will see them at the 6 a.m. prayer. They watch business summit because they are interested, but it's not onus on them to watch business summit. We don't take business summit to London because we're not running at least as that.
You understand what Our vision is to enforce the victory of Calvary. We all know what Calvary stands for. If we don't know what Calvary stands for, we shouldn't even be at this level at all. But the emphasis I always bring to the table here is the enforcement. Man, we are the law enforcement or the victory enforcing agents for God on this matter. He went to Calvary and he wrought victory. And the devil will want to contend with that victory. He doesn't want it to manifest in people's life. And so we are the ones, we are the alignment officer. So when Jesus says there must be no headache, and the devil has brought headache, you are that person that God is expecting to say no, it's a no. Who is it that commanded when the Lord has not instructed? He did not instruct a headache. Therefore, daughter of Zion, according to the victory of Calvary, there must be no headache in your life. I chase you out. You are an alien to this body. You are not permitted in this body. Therefore, you can't stay in this body. And then it disappears. And healing takes place. Victory comes. It's not only over healing. It can be financial. Whatever he went to the cross. But you are that one who authority. So we are a ministry with authority. Actually, we are licensed for it. It gives us authority. So based on that, you will be able to make your declarations. Not the sheepish thing where we feel that the devil is above us. No, we are operating from the context and perspective of victory. We already have the victory. We are not manifesting it. We are here to ensure that it is manifesting. So I cannot be subservient to the devil. The devil, I'm not saying that when you're praying, don't fight the devil. But listen to me, please. Your mindset about the devil is very key. You heard Pastor Lee yesterday because it's one of the things I told God in prayer, even this morning. I've been saying it to him in my heart since yesterday, but when I was praying this morning, I said it to him. He said, God, this is the Christianity that I know. I'm not saying I'm not praying. Because in my own case, he now raised me into a prayer ministry. Okay? But this is how you raised me. This is what you taught me. It is the understanding of the word that is critical. The Bible says the understanding of the entrance of the word bringeth light. And then it does what? It gives understanding to the simple. So it starts first from the word. My victory is from the word. It's about my understanding. If I don't understand it, I will be like, they said you should go. They said you should go. Money go. And you say, I want to know. All I know is that I know who you be. So, as he said, he did like this when he said it. He said, forget that. He said that one. That's such audacity to say. What for? Exactly. But he was even saying something about, he was saying something else about what I said. It's not that we don't pray. We pray. But look, that is sorted. Why would you talk like that? You don't do that. Is not an empty brand. Some people do empty brand. That was not an empty brand. That is the WWW that we stand for. The word works wonders. Built on the word. That when I receive a word inside of me, I believe it. It's not a liar. And if I believe it, I should not be begging the devil for the meal that my father has already prepared for me. He set a table before me in the presence of my enemy. He anointed my head with oil. My cup runs over. What should I be doing like my head is oilless? Can you see the difference in the perspective? So he did like this. He said, not that we don't pray over. He said to me, and he demonstrated to you yesterday that his word loaded. It's not just a secular phone. He stood here, he was quoting scriptures. He raised one scripture yesterday. Bambaboos. Is it that Ezekiel scripture? Ezekiel. Bambaboos. I was even reading it. They said, no, I read it from message. Only it is something we're going to see. We're going to use it this morning. We're going to use it. It's for our ministry actually. He didn't come ordinarily. You know, we prayed before he came.
Yes.
So that's what happened.
Yes, it's true.
Yes.
That was why I couldn't use this.
Yes, that's what happened yesterday. I said what he wants is what they should figure out. That's the choice of the problem. Every blueprint that God did not write, and they say we are in charge of this, right? He said, preach against them. Yes. Almost see my chair. And preach against them. Before you're preaching against them, and she's talking like that. Now she will talk like that and more. Because she understands what she's doing. The victory of Calvary will make you to preach against them. And the scripture says that while Ezekiel was still preaching, one of those guys that were writing the book died. One way. So we are here to enforce the victory of Calvary. Our mission: restoring God's original intent through prayer, lifestyle, and empowerment. What is this God's original intent? It's the Calvary intent. It's the victory. The original intent of God for your life is victory. Anywhere, whether it's intent for your life is to be in the marriage space, whether it is for you to be in the family life space, or whether it's for you to be in the business world, it has to do with you. It has to do with you attaining victory in that space, right? So this original intent, whatever it is that God has in mind, then my thoughts concerning you, they are thoughts of good and not of evil. So I should not allow evil to come and bombard my life so that no. What is the original intent? His original intent is good. Yes. Therefore, our mission. What is our mission? What are we about? What are we doing? Anything we do, please listen. Anything, I mean anything at all that we do. So this is part of our mission. This training is part of our mission to accomplish something. And that mission, this mission we're doing, right, is to restore God's original intent. This is a mission. This training is a mission. And it is to restore God's original intent. So when things look like, oh, it's wobbly, we shut it down. We, shook it together. And we decided, no, it's not going to go wobbly anymore. We want to restore what we are going back to the factory made. And how do we do it? We achieve whatever we want to achieve in three major ways in this ministry. In the area of prayer, in the area of our lifestyle and empowerment. What is that lifestyle? Lifestyle simply means the style by which you live your life. So it simply means message transition. Our lifestyle is, so you see, that is why those who appear somehow to fellowship and do something else later. So but my appeal is not there. That's not a lifestyle. That's a bad lifestyle. Our lifestyle is whether she's there or she's not there, they should see us. Whatever it is we're doing, this restoring of God's original intent, we do it, we live victoriously. We restore that intent of His as a matter of lifestyle. So it's not a high today. You are there today, you are not there tomorrow.
Don't feel like it.
So it's not a matter of I chase out headache today, tomorrow. No. I begin to welcome whatever. If I say this blueprint is not of God, then it's something I have to maintain to be saying this is not of God. Not that today I say it's not of God. When it comes to somebody else, when it comes to me, and then it's okay. Maybe now beg you. No, it's a lifestyle. It's something we wake up every day living. So whether we are in Ibadan or we're in Ikorodu, it cuts across. It's a lifestyle. I want to emphasize that lifestyle because lifestyle sometimes we look odd. We think we're talking about a party lifestyle. Lifestyle is what you spend your life doing every day that becomes a part of you. Culture. It becomes a culture. Yes, that's like what. Yes. In actual, when we're crafting this, we're going to use culture, but we're careful because the word culture can also be misinterpreted to something else. Yes, it becomes a lifestyle, it becomes your habit, it becomes what we live day in, day out. But I was talking about the carbon leadership, and I thought it is something that I found that I do it. I do it when I didn't have a title. That is a lifestyle for me. So it doesn't matter where I am. It's not because, oh, I'm in Joy Center, so I want to impress some people. No. If I land in a strange land that I don't know nobody, I have this pastor friend in Oyo. If you hear your talks about him, you think the best thing after sliced bread, before sliced bread. But it's that same lifestyle that she saw. So the same lifestyle is what we carry to Akure that made her, when she's talking the story about her encounter with us in Akure, I'm telling you, I can't remember. I've argued with the MC back and forth that I share anything. But I don't want to share those, whatever we're sharing. You see people that go and share it. Yours said, I was sharing it. I brought it to her myself. And there were people at table that I didn't give. But I just looked at her and I gave her. It was divine connection. Prayer, lifestyle, and empowerment. So empowerment is what we're doing right now is empowerment too. Yes, but when you talk empowerment, people think is you give them money. Business summit is an empowerment. Our every Tuesday meeting is an empowerment. You are being empowered. You are being strengthened to do. The word strengthens us. Training. And if I can just feel that properly here now, not the one I'm saying one at the fellowship. As in the face where I am now is my trainer's face. He's bringing it out. And I've looked back and I said, it's true. When did you not have eyes to see that that's your part? Now with clarity saying it. I just sat down here and I told you how that workers retreat, ILW, that when I was putting it together. All those trainings, I put them together, but I never saw myself as a trainer. My mentees can tell you, training we go on that retreat. It's about to back. This core value thing that we're talking about, the last retreat that we had, I was on my feet for like almost 8 hours. And you'll be taking it alone. I took that one alone. Almost 8 hours. And they crafted their core values, crafted who they are, crafted blah, 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 and their core values. So my mentee, except you were not there, cannot say they don't have core values. And that's why I was asking, I want your life to be confused. That is where again I want to speak back to you. To thyself be true. Gain self-mastery. Because if you don't, you will be turned to what you are not. The reason why sometimes when you have contention in your life, it can be many things. But one of the likely reasons is because you know yourself and you are being called who you are not. So you are fighting for your identity. And it's a legal fight. In fact, it is a fight that God backs. Because if you are calling a dog, you are calling it a cat, that dog will back you and will let you know that I'm not a cat. If you call a lion a cat, he will show you that I'm not a meow meow. And maybe a cat will not mind to be called a lion, because I doubt it as well. Or you call a cat, or you call a monkey cat, he will so jump at you. Our mission strategy. So this is that mission that we're talking about. The mission of prayer, the mission of lifestyle, the mission of restoring original intent that we accomplish through prayer, through lifestyle, and through empowerment. So listen, people, from our mission statement, you should see that we are not a core prayer ministry like that. Yes. Hello. That is supposed to be a light bulb moment for us. It's something you should take note of. So when you want to turn us to I will not be mentioning ministries because it's not an enlightenment. That, the only thing we do is prayer. No, man, we're not here for prayer. You saw in that mission, sorry, in that, so we are here to achieve original intent, to restore it, right?
Yes.
But prayer is not the only means by which we achieve it. Yeah. So there is the lifestyle. That is why she's particular about how we behave, how we live our life, what we showcase every day. Are you carrying breast out about the road? She's crazily particular about it. That's why she's particular about your etiquette or our etiquette. That's why she's particular about your attitude, your character. Some ministries don't care because it's not their mission. You see why you cannot compare A to B. Yes. We may have similarities, but we're not the same. In this place, this lifestyle thing matters. What do I represent every day? How do I project myself? That is why you can't just appear anyhow. That's why you cannot just say anything. In fact, when he said he was the first person that said he wanted to lead this ISD, it was revelation to me. And because he was released alongside some people. But I didn't know that he asked to leave. There was a reason why they were releasing those they released at that time. But funny enough, because he was released with them, we assumed that he was a part of it. So if you appear in a wrong way or with a wrong whatever, you'll be classified the same. So when we're talking about brand, you can't show up anyhow. You'll be misrepresenting us. So when they tell you no, or when they do the selection, they don't choose you. It's either you are not representing the brand well and they don't want to put you forward to misrepresent the brand. So maybe we want to send some people now to go and minister at Source of Destiny. And then you volunteer first. In fact, your house is close to the place. It's not a function of my house is close to the place. If you do not have the capacity, if your lifestyle does not represent the brand, your house can be close to the place. You can follow them, but you cannot be the face of the ministry when you get there. Do you understand? Yes, ma'am. So now these are the strategies. How? Developing your spiritual vigor. How do we develop our spiritual vigor? This month, by the grace of God, as soon as you are onboarded, we're going on a 7 days goodness spree, prayers spree, like we did the mercy. I just sat down, JJ, in September, and he told me it's time for the goodness to follow you.
Amen.
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 It was much after he said it that I heard that truly in Psalm 23, he said goodness and mercy. That's why I want to bring the goodness dimension. We're going to do a 7 days. And yesterday morning, he said to me, it's a 7 days. It's a 3 slot for 7 days, which will equal 21. I don't sit down on the mountain for 5 hours or 5 days. If the thing just comes, and when it comes, I know it came, and I just take it. Why am I second guessing it? And it will give me the facts and things that I need as pointers that this is you. So, developing your spiritual growth. So that is why I wanted to understand this, because when we now call for those prayers, your members are not there. I'm looking at you with one kind eye. See the eye where they take look. You know those stickers.
Yes.
Because if you understand that you are developing your spiritual vigor, then when those opportunities are created, you will jump into it.
Yes.
The 6 a.m. prayer is part of developing your spiritual vigor. We're talking about Mr. Nia Adesoya, Coach Nia Adesoya. He said, I've been in consulting, I've been doing my thing. But then my spiritual father, my mentor, wanted to get into consulting, and he called me. Again, can you see humility there?
Yes.
I raised you does not mean you cannot teach me something. Yes. So he called the people, follow who know road. And stop doing the braggy thing that I'm his pastor. I know what I taught him Bible. You could have taught me Bible, sir, but you don't know the way to consulting space. And he was humble enough. Everyone has upscale people that you can call now to say, show me the way on this matter. But who is better for you to open the
pencil and your children. See the way he took it. He said, yes, sir. And he went beyond God. And they began to put everything together. So even when I said, those are it doesn't work like that in the industry. It's not sure. Look at Reverend who wanted to do consulting. He said, don't take my client to church. When I say don't take my client to this, even my father said they should not bring you to church. He eventually took you to church. I'm shocked, but they didn't go and announce it because I'm in that church. They did not give me that flag. So we understand what I'm saying. So he followed him and he broke ground for him. And they began this thing. And he did not know that he was breaking ground. He was breaking another level for himself. He was already in consulting, but it was not at that level. Maybe he would never have thought of hotel in his life. He would never have thought of my level. Or even if he thought about it, he said he plans long time things. So he will be thinking maybe in some 2 years. Not knowing that. And then God woke him up that you are planted in this place now. It's time to reap. Your father is moving. Moving. That also says something to me. That when his father was using the place, he didn't go there to parallel it. So he did not shortchange parents' clients. So developing your spiritual vigor, all those spiritual exercises is to develop. Why did I go into the matter? Because it was in being confronted with that assignment. And even the one you talked about the Daystar one, the visibility project they had, and they put him in charge. Those were the things that never in his life did he understand what that means. But now, do you think that in doing, why would he stand there to say, and then I stand, and then the colors, the lights come on me? Because he has dealt with media people. So now he understands, and I was a part of that Tony Robinson conference. So I understand what he was also saying by the much light, and he gave me a clear picture of what he was trying to achieve. When he said they will use the 20 whatever dimensions LED. I know.
And you have to pay the time.
Based on
relationship. Don't worry about anything.
Forget.
Gone. Settled. You know those other ceremonies and relationship. So, but you understand what I'm trying to say? So already, if I didn't want to back, I said I wanted to go for that training before. It's because I'm not around. But if I didn't want to go for that training, by just that description that he did, I really want to go. Not even to go and see. I've seen it when he benchmarked Tony Robinson conference. So that told me the level and the standard of what they're trying to achieve. That's the place you want to be. You said it's the Robinson of
Yes. Imagine. So, but how did I get into that? I'm saying that he didn't just wake up one morning benchmarking himself with world-class people. He started by taking the challenge of the opportunities that were presented to him to develop himself. We were talking about his personal development the other time. In fact, it's the business summit of this year that should have come because that was personal development. Like 4 years. Knowing where he's coming from. The first space that he first conquered was your public speaking. You know when you wanted to go for public speaking? I told you that is the person that I know that carrying public speaking on his head like no man's business. So he knew maybe he doesn't even know. Not that he knew that he was going to be in this industry, but he decided that let me first of all, at least he knows that he's a top. He said he had an outreach. So he was a public speaker. He first of all developed he already had an ministry outreach. Yes. So and he knows that he was going to be talking. So he went into public speaking. He developed himself in public speaking. It's that public speaking that must have opened him up to all of these other possibilities. So I'm saying that for us to be able to, these people are distracting me. so that you can understand what this strategy is, developing your spiritual vigor, so that you can also pass it down to the people. Passing it down to the people is you want them to understand what I'm explaining, the way I'm explaining right now. It is when you take on, when they say, go and do this, that you are honing your skills.
That's what it says, serve.
It is taking on that challenge that we develop you. So we develop their spiritual people. When we call a fast, prayer meeting and a fast, and you take it on, and developing your spiritual capacity. When we say we're going on some people say this is back to back, but for everyone who jumped that thing, the life has changed. It was a totally different thing. Somebody sent me a proposal. Man, I think we should be doing this in front of our fast. Is she wrong? Not exactly. But it's just because me, I don't do things rhetorically. It's the same thing I do. Moreover, even if we're going to adopt it, we must build capacity for it. Otherwise, we start it and stop. I don't want a situation where we do a roster. People are not turning on. So it says, loose the chains of injustice and untie the cords of evil. It's part of our strategy. So in this place, people cannot be bound around us. You must challenge whatever is finding them. Destroy age-long bondage. So you will see people who are coming to our ministry because with this strategy, God, it is what is calling people. So don't be amazed when you see people around us who have challenges of long-standing years. We are those people who God has raised to challenge the status quo of that thing that's been challenging their life for long. When you look at the women, don't think you are looking at poverty-ridden women. God deliberately sent them so that this strategy will be there. That is, those are the person I told you that somebody said that we're praying for the nobles. Where are the nobles? I said, you can't see. Because there's no air coming. You can't see. Did you hear the 70 million contract?
Ma, who were you said that?
Let us forget
the contract was 50 million 2 years ago when they did the proposal. Somebody told the person awarding not to give it to market. Now just suddenly called them 2 years after. Can you remember this proposal you just always said? Then where then they mentioned, they say yes. I come and see me. When they see me, I said, I know that inflation, it's not the one saying inflation has cut off. It's the person telling inflation has cut off. I should go and do it. I want the contract to give me 70 million. So reveal the ancient truth. That is why when you see them in that state, if you understand what we're about, when you see them in that state, you'll be excited. Oh, your candidate has come, your customer has come. When Stanley sees people walking in fact, if Stanley had access, had a hub like this, if they see women coming in, they'll be happy. They will think we're going to their job because they have a product, special product that they have pushed out for women. So they see women coming in, they will say, our customers, our potential women are coming. They would have come in here to market us. So when we see them, selling it for the TVs. So we can't see them and they all say, this one's a money. We're waiting for the rich people in our ministry. These are the rich people in your ministry. How you treat them today, and determine whether your ministry will reach or not. But you want to question the yes, that's what I was going to say. Like that's how we came into this time. In fact, this thing is still shaking my body. I give due regards to the but to the heavy people that came into this time, I give regards to them. But man, I doff my hat to the people that were eating their lunch, who are now doing it. He called Femi's name. I shuddered. Funny enough, when after I invited him and I wanted to go on his page to just look at some things, when I wanted to do the letter, I saw Femi's name on one of his banners. And that's exactly what you wrote. The expert in reaching to high net worth or whatever. I said, Femi, brother, I just said it.
But for him himself to now face me yesterday, seriously, in billions of dollars. I know what you understand. The day it comes, I will tell it to you. That's on his own. If I say Pastor Lee is my person, he is one, I mean it. Pastor Lee. But you see, Femi. Femi. Femi is my brother. Those are people that I think we think we came from the same house. Yes. And I knew the days of the cooking a lot, no property sold, no nothing, so everything. We were trying. I knew how you moved from mainland to, I knew how you married. I knew you were supposed to marry before. I knew how God was just, juggling the thing and juggling the thing. So if you're not hearing such names, like he said, I know that now. Me, I'm not even doing I know him now. And he's shaking me to say, no, my friend said it and it has become so. So my opinion is saying it. Amen. 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 From our car park, from our car park, they will give me that. It happened. He said that time when he was saying, pick up, we'll be seeing the ground when they enter that pick up. Even money road. Yeah, now they will park their car. Once it's a good saga or this a see them coming, they will start them, but they don't want to head them to look at the steering. Yes, now money road. Yes. Because they want to park. When they want to park, they park in a sloping place so that it's easy for them. Exactly where the relationship park people can be. Sloping. The first car you meet after the gate. Because that place is sloping. So come out to Sheton, Obama, and you're saying, one perfect farmer's like okay, so we reduce ancient and we the concrete and we follow the data. This is where it came from. Vessel of mercy. Please, let's understand this. It's not just because she just wants to, do whatever she wants to do, or she just likes it. No, it's not because her wardrobe is dripping. If you want me to tell you the truth, when we're gathering clothes, I don't bring my clothes anymore. And I have reason. Do I still clear my wardrobe? I clear my wardrobe and turn it into my people. But I don't bring it generally like that again because it's become very sensitive. You don't know who is watching. So it's not a matter of, she just likes the idea. It is my thing here. I like it, yes. So it's a calling. But there are channels where I put my own. So when we call for it, as the reason why I'm spending time to it is not because you have not heard these things before. But you see, when you understand the motive, the bread behind it, it will engineer what you are going to go to the field to do. So when you encounter your people, you are not talking like they said we should bring clothes. You have to bring your clothes too. It's part of what this mission is about. This is our ministry. This is what we're about. We have to achieve this vision together. The phone like 21st century, it's from you, they want to bring the money. Feed the hungry and clothe the naked. Provide shelter for the poor ones. So it's not out of place for us to do rent. We only decided in our policy to have caution around it because of what people have built around it. Then ensure family bond and unity. If you ask me, actually, the order of these strategies for me, it starts from that view. Because if you don't bond and see the people as your family, you can't go all out wanting to do all of these other things with them and on their behalf. So for me, the family bond and unity is the strongest. So you can't come into this ministry and be hating people. It's a misalignment to what we stand for. It's a misalignment to the mission. We must bond. And you know what? Bond in this sense is not achieved by physical glue. So we cannot bring glue and put it on my body. And I got it to PSO's body. and I say we bond for
One level.
There are other type of glues that you can use to bond. Please listen to me. Bonding is a process. It's not automatic. It's not automatic. It's not that once somebody comes to the situation, we bond. No, that's not how it works. The two ladies that I said came to me yesterday came and they were going to